Qili Chen, welcome to the Way magazine. Welcome to Milan. You are not only the founder of Square 2026, but also the curator of this very interesting and articulated exhibition here in Porta Nuova, and which is actually more than an exhibition. It's like a platform of creativity. And how would you describe this happening?
Thank you, Christian. I used to work as a design journalist. Well, not used to work, I'm still doing it, but now I got Square. So when I being a journalist, I keep observing the industry, and I found out that sometimes when design working with manufacturing, they often been treated unfairly and unrespectfully, and I think is not right. So working as a journalist, I keep observing the industry, and I found out that usually when designer working with manufacturing, they are not being treated fairly and often being treated unrespectfully, which is sometimes I think is sometimes I think it's happened because first of all, designers they think they always is serving in the serving position, and they don't have the strength to bargain and to support themselves. And also, manufacturer they don't know how to work with designer. Maybe they think this is the only way to work with them. So for Square, I would like to set up some example. Maybe. Of course, I believe it's a good way for designer to work with manufacturing in the correct way. So when they see some example here, and they are the correct person, they try it themselves. And if that's the result, I hope from Square I can make the industry healthier and better.
So, Qili, this is not only an exhibition, but also a way to express the results of an open call that you set up. And the theme was set up as across borders, which is something very up to date. And would you like to tell us about what were the major ideas or the things that you want to highlight most from these emerging designers?
Right. So I think I can first quickly explain how the hospitality topic come up. Is from the topic that this year's main supporter of the Square Open called JIFANG. The topic for this year, the indoor exhibition is wood at home. So they will really want to show people how wood is happening in the domestic dual environment. So extending that topic, I am thinking we are all familiar with the word home. And is there anything new I can work with it? Then living room, this space come up in my mind. I realize it's interesting that living room is actually not totally private like our bedroom, but also not as public as we on the street. So it's kind of like a gray area. And I found that usually in design, the dramatic, the conflict part is the starting point, is the best starting point to come up with an idea. So I briefed this to all the designers that participating in the open call, and that is how the topic come up. And to have this open call with our supported brand JIFANG and the young designers, my purpose is I found out that young designers, they're always looking for opportunity to have their work. I think it really makes sense because they are all coming out fresh graduated, and they're always looking for opportunity to really get into the industry, get into the market. But so in that case, so young designer, they freshly come out of school, they urgently looking for opportunity. So oftenly when a brand or a manufacturer say, okay, here, you can design something and we'll put it in the market, they will happily accept it no matter how low they pay or they even not paying, just giving a promise. And I think that's wrong. So for Square Open Call, I think we set a good example. First of all, the brand, they are giving these designer a down payment, no matter if the products getting into the product line. It's because the designer, they already put up their time and effort into the designing. And afterwards, the designer will also have a fair royalty percentage that's shared with the designer for the product selling. So yeah, that is the idea of Square Open Call, and why is it, I think, different from the other open call.
So, Qili, when I first got here, I mean, I look at the name of the exhibition, Square 2026, and we are actually in a square now. And this is the installation, the outdoor installation, which is called Square is a Dialogue. And we are, as you know, in a very vibrant part of Milano, Porta Nuova. So how do you think this installation is in connection with this area? And what does it make you feel?
Yes. So my first impression of Porta Nuova is, of course, from this old gate. It is like magnificent, and it's, I think, really strong language of the Western kind of architects. And I also, like, when I dig in a little bit, and I realize it's a style of Napoleon. And for the middle one, the huge one, it's actually not for people to go through. It's for the power showing. It's for the governor to show, oh, I can build this great gate. And actually, it's only the two small arch on the left and right for people to go through and for people to use. And bringing that history and also a lot of discussion back and forth with our cooperated design studio, Studio 8, they're great. They also do their own research, and they said, oh, now is the modern day. We don't need to look up to the old power anymore, and that shouldn't be the same way that we treat architects. Architects should be able to work good with people, with humans. So, as you can see in the image, this is the outcome. They make 5 units of pagoda, and they are not like the traditional pagoda, like really high, like 5-7 stairs. They are more like a human height, but still creating an immersive environment by making them tall as a human. So when people walk around them, they can feel like a kind of garden, forest kind of vibe, which I think is also helping with making them into wood panel. So back to about the topic, or I should say the name of the installation, Square is a Dialogue. At this point, the old time is communicating with the modern time. So the installation here we make just like few days ago. So it's definitely nowadays, and then it is in front of the old gate we're seeing. So that is one of the angle of the dialogue. And then I come here, I explore around the Porta Nuova environment, and I realize if we face against the old gate is like the old center, and at the back of the gate is the modern center. So it also, and then it adds another value to the square installation is it's not just communicating the old and new. Then it also bringing people from the old and new geographically, and I found it's really interesting. Yeah.
That's the concept of borders, actually. So it's very interesting.
Yes. Sorry if I can add a little bit more. It's the whole story starts from installation, but then when people understand the idea of the dialogue, then when they explore a bit more, when they walk into this room we just took the video in, then they realize, oh, okay, as a Chinese brand that coming to Milan, there's another kind of diagram. And when they then walk to the open call, then they will see the immersive, the young designer that communicating with the market, with the established design market. So this all kind of communication and dialogue happening, and they're all young and immature, and everyone's having fun in them. So I'm so happy to see it, and I think it's also an aim for me that creating square. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, Chile, dialogue, it's the one issue that we discuss about every day, and we need it.
Yes, yes.
So thank you. It was a privilege to talk to you, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.